Welcome to my views and news. I'll speak on two issues in this video. Firstly, just 2 hours ago, I shared with you the news about the agreement between Orthodox Church of Ethiopia and Splinter Oromo faction. I said that Oromo faction apologized. Dozens of viewers contacted me saying, Sajid, your news is fake. No one has apologized. It was a discussion between the two sides. They reached an agreement. I don't agree with it. I'll try to give my opinion. When it comes to analyzing an issue, I don't pull any punches. Yes, I back such agreements, but I will speak my mind. Secondly, Gurage viewers were tensions ongoing for months because people of Gurage, they've been demanding a separate regional state for years, but government is going to create a new regional state not along ethnic lines. And today, police regional forces opened fire at some protesters in Volkaiti city of Gurage. Two casualties are being confirmed, several injured. Details for you. Firstly, viewers, should we say that Orthodox Church of Ethiopia and a Splinter Oromo faction have reached an agreement? Or should we say that Oromo faction, Oromo clergy have lost their case badly? They apologized to the church. Church gave them a graceful apology, a graceful face saving. Let's analyze the demands of this Splinter Oromo faction. When this Splinter Oromo faction was formed around 2 weeks ago, their backers were introducing them as Oromia Synod. They were calling themselves Oromia Nations and Nationalities Synod. So they had formed a synod, and they did not elect a patriarch, but they threatened to elect a patriarch as well. We must not forget. They were addressing, they were being addressed as a synod in Oromia. Secondly, they made appointments. They appointed 26 bishops in Oromia, outside Oromia as well. Thirdly, they were quoting historical grievances that Oromos were wronged. Atrocities were committed against Oromos. And historically, Oromos were never allowed to be in charge of their own resources. Fourthly, they were accusing the synod of being dominated by one ethnic group, Amharas. They were saying that church elders had political objectives in the guise of religious gatherings. Actually, the church elders were trying to achieve their political objectives. They were demanding the introduction of Oromia, a Fan Oromo language in Oromia. And they were demanding that language of correspondence should also be a Fan Oromo. And several other demands were being made by the supporters, the backers of this group. People were indignant at me, saying, why do you call this group Splinter group? It's Oromia Orthodox Church. It's Oromia Holy Synod. You are pro-Amhara. You're against Oromos. Now, what happened? How many demands of these archbishops and bishops were met, were fulfilled by Orthodox Church of Ethiopia by Abu Matthias? Just one demand. Even that demand was already being fulfilled, and that is teaching of a Fan Oromo in Oromia, using of a Fan Oromo language for church services in Oromia. Otherwise, all the points mentioned in the agreement are general points like more budget will be allocated, uh, bishops will be trained, they'll be taught upon Oromo language, resources distribution will be just, etc. All general promises. Any mention of any change in the constitution of the Holy Synod, which was being said to be dominated by one group? No change. Any change regarding the control of Oromia lands by Orthodox Church? No change. No mention in the agreement. Agreement is just a graceful face saving which has been given by Orthodox Church to this Oromia Orthodox splinter faction. Government has realized that it is not in a position to confront the church, because this confrontation could weaken the government, could be a threat to the future of the government. That is why the Oromia faction, supported by the Prime Minister, went to the Patriarch, and it was basically an apology. Basically, it was an apology. Apology accepted by the church. Archbishops reinstated. All the issues raised by them are unresolved, except introduction of Afan Oromo language, which is already underway in Oromia. Nothing new about it. Oromia Clergy has lost its case badly. That is how I see this agreement. Having said that, I always back such agreements which put an end to conflicts, which put an end to potential bloodshed. Like when TPLF and federal government of Ethiopia signed a peace agreement, I said the agreement was agreement of capitulation. TPLF members, Tigray fighters, had suffered military losses, so they were forced to make compromises and they signed the Pretoria deal. They always say that they got this deal because of their struggle. They say, Sajid, you support Ethiopian government, you are against people of Tigray when you say that it is deal of capitulation. But I have been maintaining this position since the day the deal was signed, that it is a deal of capitulation. Same can be said about this agreement. Agreement of capitulation. Oromia Clergy has lost its case. Orthodox Church is it has proven its power in Ethiopia. Whether people like it or not, that is how I understand what happened between the two sides. Secondly, viewers, Gurage, people of Gurage, people of Wolaita have been struggling for independent regional state separate from SNNPR for years, but federal government of Ethiopia is not in support of creation of new regional states along ethnic lines, and the government has held a referendum recently. Purpose is to split SNNPR into new regional states, not along ethnic lines. People of Gurage, Wolaita, some groups there, they have been rejecting the referendum which was held in SNNPR, and people are angry. They say that if there can be a Tigray regional state, if there can be an Oromo regional state, an Amhara state, why can't be a Gurage state as well? Today protests erupted in Volkaiti, which is a city of Gurage. People say that they have to fetch water from a distance, after covering a distance of 5 kilometers. Because government has suspended supply of water to the people of Volkaiti. They protested in front of water and sewage service center of the city. Uh, Hundreds gathered there. Security forces opened fire to disperse them. Two were killed in this firing. Several were injured who were shifted to nearby hospitals. People are angry in Gurage in Volaita. Ethiopian government set up some command posts as well. We have seen protests, strikes in Gurage in Volaita because government is not listening to the demands of the people who want creation of regional states along ethnic lines. Separate Gurage state, separate Volaita state. So that is why the protest is linked to the struggle for a separate regional state too, because the protesters say that government deliberately blocked the supply of water to Volcaiti. Purpose is to stop people from continuing the struggle for a separate regional state like other regional states of Ethiopia. Tensions there, though there is a relative calm, but still people say tensions are there in Gurage because several have been injured who are at some hospital receiving treatment there. We have a clip for you showing how people gathered while they were protesting in Gurage. With the clip, thank you for watching.